What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Monday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. It was a nice, fun, sports-filled weekend for sure, and we had a good week here. We finished the week up 4 units. Not going to complain about that whatsoever. A 4-unit week, obviously we'll take that every single time. Up 54 units on the year here on The Squeeze. So appreciate everybody watching. Subscribers are going up, which I appreciate. We do this every day for free. I post the picks. My breakdowns are always free. The Discord, all of that sort of thing. I just ask, hop in the Discord and just tell a friend to subscribe. Say, hey, this guy does this every day. He's up almost 54 units. It's all tracked, whether it's on Betstamp or you can go back and just watch these videos here. I can't really make it up because if I lose, I post it. I also don't care, right? Like, losing's not this horrible thing. I think too many people kind of maybe lie about how they do it. I don't really care, right? This is not a get-rich-quick scheme by any means. This is betting every single day and how that goes. So if you could be so kind as to tell a friend who doesn't subscribe to subscribe if they might enjoy this channel, I much appreciate that. 2-in-1 day yesterday. We had the Blue Jays in the first 5 innings against Hunter Green and his comeback start. Yeah, they were up 9-2 after the 5th inning there, so that was nice. We also had the CF Montreal. They made it interesting. They were up 2-0. Then it was 2-1, then it was 3-1. They finished 3-2, which was great because we hit the MLS bet there, which I haven't had made too many MLS bets, especially lately, so it was nice to hit that one. Lost the 4th straight CFL bet, though. I had the BC Lions minus 9.5. They lost to Saskatchewan, so it's kind of that interesting, tough time of the CFL season where it's, I guess you would call it the dog days, or it's the middle of the season where at the start there's a lot of separation. At the end, when you get close to the playoffs, there's a lot of separation. You're in kind of these middle, like, ho-hum games a little bit. You've got injuries to deal with, so I like betting the CFL a lot. Still up 6 units on the year betting the CFL, so we'll continue to do that. Also had the Mariners and the Astros to go over. That hit. Had a nice little Cubs-Phillies parlay that didn't hit, but it is what it is there. So just 2 bets for you today. It's an all MLB card, and I'm probably going to add a 3rd official play in the Discord channel later on, but just where the lines are right now, where the pitching matchups are right now, I wasn't too confident and going with anything outside of these two plays. So we're going to start with the Chicago Cubs and the Detroit Tigers. This number is at 9 for minus 115 at DraftKings, and I do like the under here. So on the season, the Cubs, who are 64-59, they're 63-56 to the over. The Tigers, who are 10 games under 500, they're 500. They're 60-60 to the over and the under this season. Now, head-to-head, the last 10 times these two teams have met, you have to go back all the way to 2018. These two teams haven't played in 2 years, but they're 6-4 to the under in those 10 games. But more recently, just in Major League Baseball, the Cubs are 7-3 to the under in their last 10, and the Tigers are 9-1. They're actually winning baseball games. The Tigers have won 4 of their last 5. They've won 4-1, 4-3, lost 4-1, 1-4-2, and 1-8-7. So in their last 4 games, all of those have gone under. You had the 1-8-7 win. After that, the other 5 have all gone under as well. You look at the Chicago Cubs, they're coming off a 4-3 win against Kansas City. That was an under. Previous to that, they won 6-4. That was an over. But like I said, 7-3 to the under in their last 10. And then you've got a pretty good pitching matchup today. For the Cubs, you've got Javier Assad. In his last 10 starts, he's 3-2 with an ERA of 1.4. Hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in any of his last 5 starts. He went 6 against the White Sox, gave up 2. He went 7 against the Blue Jays, gave up 1. In 3 2/3, he gave up 2 to Atlanta. So it looks like they're just kind of stretching him out a little bit, which I understand. And then for the Tigers, you've got Alex Fido, Fado, I apologize if I say that wrong. He's 2-3 over his last 5 starts with a 3.2 ERA, so a little bit higher, but his last 3 starts have been great. He went 5 innings against Minnesota, shut them out, only gave up 1 hit. He gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings against the Twins again, so back-to-back starts against Minnesota. And then before that, he went up against the Padres. There were plus 187 underdogs. He went 6 innings, shut them out, also only gave up 1 hit. So in his last 3 starts, he's only given up 3 runs and 6 hits. The bulk of that being in the 1 start against Minnesota. So I wasn't too confident doing under in the first 5 because I think it's at 4.5 or 5, and I think I'd prefer to get their bullpens involved. Their bullpens aren't so bad, actually. The relievers for the Cubs, 4.14 ERA, which is great. Opponent batting average of 227. Tigers' opponent's batting average from their bullpen is 2.239. So I think this is going to be an under game. You've got the Cubs and the Tigers at night at Comerica Park here. Give me under 9 for minus 115 at DraftKings. And do not let your eyes deceive you. The other bet that I have today is, in fact, the Oakland Athletics on the money line. And it's minus 125 because the Kansas City Royals aren't that much better. The Kansas City Royals are 40-86 and the Athletics are 34-90. These teams are a combined 74 and 176. 100 games under 500 for these two teams combined. Kansas City won last night 5-1. Previous to that, Oakland had won this is the first game of this series. Kansas City won the last game of the last series 5-1, but Oakland had won the 2 games previous to that. It's kind of all about the pitching matchup tonight. You've got Tucker Davidson going for Kansas City. He hasn't started since last October, okay? And he really wasn't very good then. If you go back to last season, he has not started this season. He's a lefty. He went 4 1/3, gave up 3 to Texas. Before that, he gave up 3 runs in a start against the Angels, 4 runs in a start against the Angels, 7 runs against Houston, and 1 earned run against the Blue Jays. Go figure. And he hasn't pitched at all this season. Meanwhile, on the flip side, for Oakland, you've got Paul Blackburn, who's their best starter. He's actually won 4 of his last 5 starts. He's coming off a 7-inning shutout against the St. Louis Cardinals where he struck out 8, gave up 6 hits. Before that, he went 5 2/3, gave up 4 to Washington. But before that, he shut out the San Francisco Giants across 6 innings, striking out 7. So he's also given up 1 run to Houston. He's played well against good teams. And now I know that St. Louis isn't so great this season, but Washington's okay. San Francisco's okay. Obviously, Houston's very good. He's pitched very, very well in those games. You do have to go back 2 years for his last start against Kansas City, but that was a 7-2 Oakland win. In 5 innings, he gave up 2 runs. You look at the way Kansas City hits against lefties. They have a 240 batting average, not great at all. Sorry, Kansas City's against right-handers, so look, who knows? If you want to take Kansas City on the flip side of this, by all means. The one bright spot for Oakland's pitching staff this season has been Paul Blackburn. He's kind of rolling a little bit. You've got just 2 atrocious teams here, so I might regret this, but I've got the Oakland A's minus 125 on the money line. That is at point bets. So just those 2 bets for today. Reminder, use the QR code on the screen, use the link in the description, sign up for Sportsbook, guaranteed the best exclusive offers. Some fun things coming up. I'm thinking about maybe week 1 starting to do a live show on Sunday again. We sort of tested that the first time and want to work out the kinks there, but officially your 2 bets for today, give me the Cubs and the Tigers under 9. It's minus 115 at DraftKings, and give me the Oakland A's on the money line minus 125 at PointsBet. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me across all my social channels linked in the description below, and your audio is on Apple and on Spotify. Have a great Monday. No video tomorrow. Back on Wednesday. Let's talk sports.